no such thing as having a place on a gender spectrum. With the rarest exceptions, we are born one of two sexes.
Not that rare. Intersex people are around 1% of the population. Also, gender is an abstract, incoherent, and let's face it, very gay construct. Sex actually is a bimodal distribution with a spectrum to it. After all, the characteristics that we associate with sex are not actually chromosomes, but the things that chromosomes direct hormones to do to us. Chromosomes don't make our bodies the way they are. Hormone washes in the womb and during puberty do. So if you could somehow have a set of chromosomes and then get a different set of hormone washes, you might end up being a different sex despite your chromosomes. This is what happens to people who are born XY but have androgen insensitivity. Let's take a look at that super quick. When a person who is genetically male, who has one X and one Y chromosome, is resistant to male hormones, or androgens. Many people who have androgen insensitivity syndrome live their entire lives as women because they're insensitive to androgen, like you wouldn't know often. And there are intersex people for whom you might sometimes definitely know. There is an incredible amount of variety in how humans can develop. Can you explain the science again? I'm kind of confused. Okay, to put it very simply, when we are fetuses, or zygotes or whatever, when we're still being made, our body parts are analogous and sex undifferentiated. Basically, our body is clay, and our body needs instruction on how it wants to shape itself. And the instruction that it receives will dictate whether you end up being of the male or female sex. And basically, you've probably all heard this before, but the genitalia of males and females are biologically analogous. That is to say, you started with some origin point of your body, and then because you received certain signals, that initial clay shaped itself into either a vagina, ovary, womb, blah, blah, or into a penis, gonad, so on and so forth. But they're the same, it's the same origin point. So the thing that directs your body to shape itself one way or the other, it's determined by the hormone washes that you receive. You know, broadly, estrogen and testosterone, though I'm simplifying a little bit. And the hormones that that flow through your body, that'll direct the process. You know, this is why puberty leads to so many like increases in not only your size, but in the development of primary and secondary sex characteristics, because puberty floods you with hormones, right? That's why teenagers are such moody bitches. They're literally like their body is partially developed clay, and you hit puberty and you receive the signal, and the hormone flood that runs through your body directs further growth, literally in this case. You all understand what I'm getting at here? The point that I'm trying to make clear is this is a remarkably ambiguous process. Some people are way more packed full of estrogen or testosterone than others. There are two people you can imagine who are both biologically female, but in every characteristic that we associate with the female sex, one is more so than the other. We could do the same for two males, couldn't we? That one male could be taller, stronger, hairier, have more developed genitalia, higher sperm count, whatever. In these respects, I think you could fairly argue that person is, at least in a biological sense, literally more of a man than the others, because they have an excessive development of these characteristics. Socially, we don't always think of it that way, because socially, when we talk about what it means to be a man or a woman, we're not doing a fucking pH dipstick in a person's ear to determine the exact proportion of hormone washes they received. In reality, we're talking about a broad social category they fit in. We use these terms for social purposes. We use them for social categories. And the purpose of those social categories is to define meaning. It's to give purpose. It's to assist in understanding. And none of you know what your fucking biology is. You don't know. I'd be willing to bet a lot of you don't even know for sure which chromosomes you have. You can guess, but there are a lot of intersex people. You don't know what your proportional hormone washes are. You don't know if you have any conditions that pertain to sensitivity or insensitivity for any given set of hormones. There are a million things that can go wrong. It doesn't make you wrong, but differently in the process. This is why I believe the American Scientific... Yes, the Scientific American which you've probably heard of before. It's prominent and well-respected publication, has talked before about how biological sex is a spectrum, where they talk about how, given the incredible complexity in characteristics we associate with biological sex, you know, there are so many ways things can pan out. Conservatives are afraid of complexity because conservatives are retarded. They're small brains, smooth and soup-like, can't hold on to facts the way ours can, and for that reason they grasp ineptly at these concepts. But that doesn't make them any less true. Let's finish this up.
Male or female.
That's the level of complexity they're capable of, right there. That is what they've got.
Sex is not assigned. It is an integral part of who we are, right from the moment of conception.
So, as we just discussed with how this actually works with so yeah, wrong, of course, but okay.
This is true for horses, dolphins, and every other species in the animal kingdom.
Okay. So not only is all of the genetic variability that I've talked about in humans present in other animals, some animals have far greater levels of sex-based variance, to the point where there are literally animals that will change sex. Like, I'm pretty sure that like the sex of a crocodile is influenced by the average temperature of the water that their egg is in, which means that it's not from the moment of their conception. In crocodilians, the temperature of egg incubation is the environmental factor determining sex. If the temperature is cool, around 30 degrees Celsius, the hatchlings are all female. Warmer temperatures, around 34 degrees Celsius, hatch all males. Yes, clownfish are all hermaphroditic. They literally change sex over their lifetimes. When the female dies, the dominant male changes sex and becomes the female. Oh, wow. It's like a boy failure for Twitter transes. This life history strategy is known as sequential hermaphrodism. Because clownfish are all born as males, they are protandrous hermaphrodites. Oof. For another interesting example, it has been known that lionesses have grown manes, a male characteristic for lions, in the absence of males to lead their pack. Though rumored for quite some time, scientists have officially reported the existence of maned female lions and have documented their more typically male behavior. This is because they literally observe in their environment a deficiency in male lion behavior, and they just do it themselves. So, hey, human trans people, what's wrong with you? Lions are literally capable of willing themselves trans. You have to take hormones, don't you? You have to inject estrogen into your ass cheek. The lioness simply concentrates until she becomes a lion. Yeah, trans king, literally. So yeah, the idea that human sex is as simple as male and female is dumb. The idea that all animals in the animal kingdom are like that is incomprehensibly stupid. Willfully so. They know they're lying.